Agrosuede, and welcome everyone to Agrosuede Back to Garden with me, Junosuede. For the time being, I'm using my old camera, my very small old-time camera, to actually do this video. So if you find that the quality is a bit different, please forgive me. Of course, this has been a long requested video to do a tour of the garden, but I delayed and Hurricane Maria came and then the garden was destroyed, but now it's coming green again. So I'm going to give you a little tour of the backyard garden. Okay, so with the tour, I will start with an overview of the backyard garden. So right here, I decided to plant bananas on that side. Before, I only had bananas in the back of the yard, but I decided I'm going to plant some there. You'll see them when we go down. One coconut tree alone survived after Hurricane Maria. The other one you'll see on the next side where it died. I've got turmeric growing in a container right here. This is a plantain tree which I had grown quite a while back, but the hurricane threw down the bigger one, so now that's the new suckers growing up. I have to plant cucumbers. I'm actually going to buy some seeds today, so I have to plant some cucumbers in there. I have not used my topsy-turvy. I'm going to use it pretty soon. I just need to get some very good quality tomatoes, and then I will try it in my topsy-turvy. This is one of my planters. It was right there when the rough stick came in. When it hit the wall, it didn't actually come in the yard. When it hit the wall, the water went in the air and it fell like the water. This wave fell somewhere there, and it took my planter from here and sent it on this one. So I just cleared out the soil and I put it all over my garden. So I just need to find somewhere right now to put this planter. And my cherry right here, it's actually flowering, and you will see some cherries on it. I've got some tomatoes growing in there. I've also got tomatoes right there in the planter stand. My greenhouse was partially destroyed. You will see closer where some of the connectors were broken, so I have to try to replace that. I've got some pumpkin growing wild behind there. Of course, not forgetting the soursop and the guava, my golden apple tree right here, my bananas, and so let's go right in the backyard garden to take a tour. Of course, we're not gonna forget Festive is part of the backyard garden. Festive, say hello. Say hello, Festive. No? Festive, say hello. Okay, and also while I'm here, I have to plant this. That's my granny speaking in the background. I don't want to actually transplant it in the ground because, as you know, as I told you before, that the backyard garden and the property is for sale. So I don't want to plant it in the ground and lose it. So I have it in a pot still, hoping that the house will sell pretty soon. And would you look at that? What is that? Alpha? No way. It looked like my mom. Who planted that? Oh, you planted Christophine in the thing?
Yes.
What? I did not know that. Who planted it? You want to be in the video? like my granny don't be in the video, but she planted those. I did not know that. Here's another one. Two of them. What? She planted them in my what? This is an interesting tour. This is so. I wish you could see my facial expression right now. That is such a huge surprise. I will get back to that and I will talk to her more about it. But these are Christophines. She planted the Christophines, as you can see right there. Oh, the camera need to focus. These are Christophines right there. So she planted it and it's doing pretty well. So of course, let's get to the garden tour before the battery dies. And my other camcorder is very low. My battery is very low, so that's why I could not use it, because I have to do another video with it. So that is some. I got two tamarind trees right there. These are the normal bitter or sour tamarind. I've got two of them in a pot. Again, I am not sure where to plant them, so I just have them growing in there. This is a tomato I've got right there, along with a guava plant. I got a guava plant for when we sell the property, so I could have a plant to go with. It's in a pot right now, and this tomato is growing very nicely there. I think I saw some tomatoes on there. Forgive me if my camera is not focusing. So here we go, and this right now I've got 3 soursop plants. I wish I could just give to somebody, but again now I have to hold it because as we have the property for sale, wherever we're gonna live or move to, I will need some plants to take to the backyard garden. Of course, let me just take this out so you could see my pomegranate plants doing pretty well in there, pretty well. So as you can see, this is. So let me just show you the soursop by themselves. There they are, 3 of them. And I want the pomegranate to get all the attention there. So this is my pomegranate right here. very beautiful growing. And what I noticed also, because I have the source of growing among it, or not among it, but it growing between the source of plants in the container, that's allowing it to grow out more and to send out more leaves and so on and so forth. So I'd like to encourage you, of course, don't forget to try growing out your pomegranate in a container. Maybe I'll do a video with more details on that, but I'm putting the source of right back there to allow the plant to feel the need to grow out more. So it's important that you also do that. If you have a potted plant and it's very difficult to grow, it's not growing as fast as you want it to, just put other plants with it so that it could feel like it have a competition and start to actually grow out. Now right here I have some ginger plants growing in there. Only 3 look like they survived, but I had one there, one there, one there, one there, one there, one there. So I think only 3 out of the 6 survived. Here are some peppers growing right there. I have to transplant them. I've got a root crop. I'm not quite sure if that's from compost, but I don't remember planting any root crop in there. But that's a root crop. I think that's yam or potatoes. I think sweet potato. Not quite sure. I didn't plant it myself. If you remember, I was growing some peppers in there. I had to remove them, and here are the peppers. I just planted them in the ground because they were dying, but look like they're catching back up again. I just planted them in the ground. So, and here I've got some random plants. This is what we used to make tea. The actual name, Alpha. When my granny comes, I'll ask her for the actual name. It's a Creole name. And I've got some strawberry plants growing right there. But they're just there for them to make suckers for me so that I can give some plants away and do some new plants. And of course I had a big one. That same plant, not this. These are weeds. These are weeds. These are weeds. Okay. I had the same plant. This, I had a massive one in there. Alpha, what's the name of that plant? What's the name of that plant?
You will take your thing.
No, but you know the name, no? Come on. Come and smell it. You'll know it from the smell. I planted it, but I don't know the Creole name. So my granny told me, right, it's Sime Cotois. Yes. Smells. You don't want to be in the video, granny?
Huh?
You don't want to be in the video?
Huh?
You don't want to come in the video? My granny don't want to be in the video.
No.
So I got a lot here. The tree was big and all the seeds fell on the ground and some fell in there. And of course I've got my banana. After Maria, all the banana trees, they basically died. So all these plants, they are growing together at the same time. I'll possibly get fruits from them somewhere in June. I might get some banana in June. If it's earlier, thank God. But I might get some in June. Of course, also I've got my pineapple growing in containers right there. If you remember, I grew one. Megwinad?
Look the Gwinad.
Where?
Look it.
This? I did it already. Pomegranate. She's calling Gwinad. Pomegranate, yeah. So, oh, here's the tree. This is my Cotowa tree. I think that was the original tree, and I transplanted it in the ground. As you can see, it don't have a lot of leaves, but it have a lot of seeds. This is. I don't know if you can see it. Let me just get for you to see. Sorry if you can't see it too well. I'm using my old camera, but the seeds are on there. You can see my hand. These are the seeds, and then they eventually fall, and them to take over that area. I've got pineapples, as I was saying. This is the pineapple. If you remember, I had a pineapple video, and this is the first one. When I removed the pineapple and the fruits, and this is the one I planted. Here it is, the biggest, of course. And I got some more pineapples when it was pineapple season. I planted them in pots, so I'm waiting for them to all send fruit. I've got one there, one here, of course. And if you notice too, I'm growing them in very sandy soil. Not maybe about, with the entire container, maybe about 3 inches is actual soil from the backyard garden, then the rest is sandy soil. Let me just show you right now. Of course, I've got the cucumbers right here. These are my cucumbers. One of the things I'm amazed at is that it sent out cucumbers already, the actual fruits. Here you can see the actual cucumber fruits, but there are no male cucumbers. So I'm just being patient till it sends out some male. Maybe by tomorrow morning, this one might right here might open up into a male. Again, forgive me if my camera is not focusing. This is my old camera. Right, so it is possible to grow cucumbers in a very, very shallow space. This maybe is about 3 to 4 inches deep, and it's growing nicely, of course. Hello, Mr. Lizard. How are you? Festival, say hello again. No? This one is good. Okay, right. So I put this net right, fence in right here so it could crawl up. But of course, one of the connectors broke right here. So if it was not broken, I would have put some strings on there for the plants. But I had to tie the fence into this part because this connector right there broke. This one also broke. So I need to try to find a way to replace these 4 connectors. Well, not 4, 4-way. These 2 4-way connectors, of course. And all of this right here, this is the most damaged area right there of the greenhouse. All this right here, I need to find a way to replace all of that.